Yes, sir. We are YouTube Live. So I want to welcome everybody to the YouTube channel, man. Give y'all time to tune in. It's going to be a great show. So get some people to start chiming in to our YouTube Live, baby. This is the way we do it.
So the YouTube today?
Facebook too. We always go YouTube. Hold on, somebody got dropped off. What happened, man? You got dropped off, man?
I don't know.
Huh?
I said, I don't know, man.
Man, we ain't gonna talk about that Metro phone.
Hey, what?
Alright, we finna go live 2 minutes behind. I'm just going Facebook Live. I'm not putting the title. I don't have time to do it.
Alright.
I've been working on technical issues.
Yeah. It might be technical.
Boy, out of all times, man, tonight, technical issues. Here we go, countdown, man. I like to do the countdown. So we get ready to go live here. Here you go. This is how we do it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes, sir, it's the Shakedown Showcase Radio and Real Talk. It's your boy K6 here, and I got my team members. Yo, it's Gas Up Wednesday. Let's talk about it. And y'all know what we're going to talk about if you haven't already seen it posted. So we're going to talk about Nipsey Hussle, man. And also we're going to ask that question for the Gas Up prize money. If you want to win gas money, make sure you tune in. Stay to the end. We're going to ask that question. You're going to put it in the inbox. Don't forget to go to our website, shakedownshowcase.com. Sign up, man, so we can send you newsletters, send you notifications on each event that we got coming up or what we got going on, coming on in the future, and so on. So y'all know how I do it. Get straight to it. I got my homegirl, Katrina Diamond. What's up?
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
Yes, sir. And I got to the right of me, my main man, Mr. Flick It Up. What's up, man?
What it do? This is your boy, Mr. Flick It Up.
Sounding like Grandpa Joe. What'd you do, lose your voice? Sound like Grandpa. Mr. Flick It Up. Grandpa Joe. Hey, speaking about Grandpa Joe, we got Mr. Alfred Jones right next. What's up, Alf?
What's going on, people?
Oh, not much, man. We doing all right. You know how it go. I got Mr. Alfred Jones and Grandpa Joe Flick It Up. That's how we do it. Listen, man, everybody's been talking about this thing, man, and it's been going on the news and speculation. I'm not going to get into me personally on the show, I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theory about your boy Nipsey Hussle. All right? So I'm going to the bottom line of it. Right now, we're losing so many of our young people, our young, inspirational, motivational, inspiring individuals. We're losing our young Martin Luther Kings. We losing our Sidney Portnoy. We losing our activists, our black youth activists over nonsense, over arguments, over no matter what it's over. Losing your life is just a stupid ordeal to be losing something on it. Because when I mean losing life, even the person you killed, life is gone, and the person that shot, life is gone. The only difference is one person could be getting visits if they don't get the death penalty. So we round here killing off our future individuals to change the world, to change our culture, to change our community, to inspire others to do better, to show that money doesn't change the individual on the inside, but I can use the money to change the community, therefore it changed everyone. So we go over this whole process, who shot who, why who shot what, The bottom line is we need to be putting down our guns, lifting each other up, and raising one another, inspiring each other, helping each other do better in life. Nipsey Hussle, at a very young, when he came into the rap game and he did his first interview, and the first thing he talked about his interview was inspiring the community, purchasing property to give back to a community, which is rare for a young black man to come into the hip hop culture to want to give back to their community. And Nipsey Hussle was one of the few people that came in the game and told you what he was going to do, and he did it. It doesn't matter who did it, why they shot him, who cared. I'm not even going to say the person's name because we're not going to give him the glory like that. Just like we don't give any other terrorist the glory, I'm not going to say his name. I don't care why he shot him. The point is, it didn't have to go that way. And because it went that way, a whole community lost an individual that inspired an entire community. And that is sad that it takes someone to die for the world to recognize the individual. It's sad for somebody to pass away before he gets recognized for his work. We have to wait till somebody die to understand their work. Look, that's my word. You know what I mean? I'm going to let everybody else chime in on this. My whole thing is, man, we must stop the violence amongst each other, get our head out of that Southern mentality, stop the brother against the brother, the sister against the sister, the mother against the daughter, the father against the son. The Willie Lynch is dead. It's time for us to rise above that.
Right. Well, I'm like I always say, when y'all talk about rap, when we talk about rap music or even rappers, I am completely green. I didn't know who the brother was until I saw his picture. I mean, I still don't know who he is. I never heard of it. But as far as the violence, we need to come together as one. And I always say this, as individuals, as black people, we need to come together as unity. We need to understand that we need to know our own worth.
Right.
We need to know that Black Lives Matter. And not when the cops kill one of us, that's when we want to say Black Lives Matter. We need to know ourselves that we as black people, we matter. We matter to each other. But we're out here killing each other, for what? Because I'm doing something positive, or because I don't want to be a blood, I don't want to be a Crip anymore, or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? We're killing each other for what? Because you don't like me, or I'm hanging with somebody that you don't like, and because I'm hanging with this person, you gonna kill? Come on. I mean, if we have to know our own worth. We have to stand for something.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Listen, everybody, what I don't like is people not getting their facts together, and everybody's trying to puzzle things together on what happened, why it happened, and coming up with these things as in, yes, he was working on a documentary, but if anybody know who he is, number one, when he was growing up, he was big into science. People don't know that he put millions of dollars into science stem cell. Just for cure of any disease with science. Go ahead, Alfred.
Hey, now we're talking now, my brother. I'm glad you brought that up because, man, let me tell you something, man. I mean, I just got through reading a whole bunch of articles, different things. I done touched, I done seen, I done read the conspiracy theories, and I done read some things that's actual factual. Now, and what's quite ironic, before I read, these articles, it was on my timeline, I pumped up a flash, Black History flash, and, historical flash.
Right.
J. Edgar Hoover. And, think it was a Time magazine that interviewed him, and he said, man, Hoover, they interviewed him, they asked him, man, what was the biggest threat to American society? And J. Edgar Hoover had the audacity, he looked right in the camera, he said, the unifying of the American Negro.
Right.
Hold on. Before anybody say something, just let that pause it. Now let me run some facts down. My brother, Nipsey, day before he was, the day after he was killed, he was supposed to meet with LAPD and the local chairman counselors on how to unify the gang.
I read that. Hold on. Let me go with the gang, to unify that, to kill the gang violence.
Right.
Also, what you just touched on, the stem cell project. But let's give it all. Let's go all the way. The stem cell project was just not a stem cell project. It was a project he was working on that was going to intercede and help the inner city people how to invest and get their foot in the door in Silicon Valley. Oh, nobody talked about that part. You did. Then he was in some other projects on not just buying up the community, but how to hook up the downtown via LAX right into the hood and build up the community and building up the assets there. So there's a lot of things this brother was he was involved in were positive things, great things for his community. But best believe he was getting a little friction. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Right.
I hear a lot, I think about the Dr. Seeley thing, man. The Dr. Seeley thing, which is exactly we can ponder on that. But yes, he stood for some good things. He was working on some good things. But at the same time, more and more is coming out. Now for me, man, I'm a historian. You did? And history shows me over time. See, at the point in time, we had these same conversations. A white man killed Dr. King. But we later find out that Dr. King, through interviews with the staff, Dr. King was dead when he got to the hospital. Dr. King was murdered in the hospital. Then we find out that what went on with Malcolm X. We talk about the Nation of Islam. They killed Malcolm X. Then we find out Malcolm X actually, when they did the autopsy on his body, that he did not have a buckshot in him.
Right.
He actually was shot from a pivot point, which means a sniper was up on a roof and he was hit with lead. You know what I'm saying? So all these facts come out. I find it interesting. And I want to echo and piggyback the thing on the black violence, because there's several different parts of the black on black crime we don't deal with. One thing we don't deal with, we're not educating ourselves. Two, we don't deal with the other part. We don't deal with that we're up against something that's unseen and we're not facing that. So we got to start calling that out.
Right.
That's why we got to start calling it out, because and that's what a lot of this is. I'm pointing to. That's why I'm bringing up all these facts. That's why I'm saying let this stuff ponder, because there's some things that we got to start dealing with. How to play the game. You did? Now,
right.
What I'm saying is now back to us, meaning us, our community, for black on black. Man, see, I'm a 80s, 90s kid, man. I grew up throwing hands.
Right.
Picking up a pistol wasn't even my thing, man. See, a lot of these kids scared to wear ass whipping. And excuse my French, I got to say it. They scared to wear ass whipping.
You're right.
Because they don't know how to fight and they don't want to fight. And if they do fight, it's going to be 5 on 10, 5 on 1, or 10 on 1.
Right.
Nobody doing no 1 on 1 hit or fade.
Right.
Now that goes all back. Now that goes all right back to the male figure not being in the home. Because see, when you grow up with your uncle or your pops, he one taught you how to be a man, taught you how to throw them heads, taught you how to stand in the ground, stand in the paint. And see, a lot of these young men being so sissified, where the first thing they got to do, they got to run and be a part of something instead of having a self-identity. And that's what we're facing. That's what we're struggling with. You did? And as long as we continue to look around and not start dealing with some real infrastructure here. You dig what I'm saying? We got to start dealing with real infrastructure. One, self-love. Two, understanding that we already behind the bullet. And three, that the opportunities that our male counterparts of different races have, we don't have those opportunities because we're fighting to get back what we deserve. And until you get that mind state, and until you understand what you're up against, you're not going to be able to stand and be the king that you were called to be, because you're going to always fall for the foolishness.
You better say it. You better say it.
You got it. And
I'm sorry that I'm so passionate right now because,
listen.
This is me. This is what I talk about. This is what I love about. You feel me? And, a lot of people say conspiracy serious, but let me tell you about conspiring. When you conspire, there has to be a threat to conspire against.
Right.
The brother was a threat. The brother was a threat. The brother was a community threat. He was a natural born leader. Now, I watched several of his interviews, and the one that struck me the most, a man said, "Well, you're a natural born leader. You ain't gotta look for nothing. You ain't gotta hope for success because it's naturally given to you.
Right.
That's a God-given inspiration." And he touched not just his local community. He touched the rap industry in general because there's something different about this brother.
Right.
You see?
And listen, I'm gonna jump in real quick, just so we don't get too long with it, because I'm agreeing with everything that you're saying. But I also agree with the movement of life that the brother that killed him, it was about something else, him not being educated or jealousy. A lot of times it's not a conspiracy or someone conspiring against. All right, let's say he conspired to kill him because of the arguments, because these brothers had some disagreements before in the past. They've been having disagreements almost a year.
Yeah. I feel you. I didn't mean to cut you off right there too, K6.
But go ahead.
But I'm gonna be real with you, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Alfred, he got a lot of points, and he straight up what he said, because I am an 80s to a 90s baby too, and that's real. Back in the days, it was all about throwing hands. It was all about standing up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, it wasn't too much about killing. You know what I'm saying? Because when somebody killed you back in the day, it was something that you did real foul. You know what I mean? Now these days, you can die by just stepping on somebody's shoes and saying the wrong thing. You know what I mean? So, but what I was going to tell you about when it comes to Nipsey Hussle, around that time, it did, even the hardest, even the Bloods would not touch this man, because they respected what he did for the hood. They understood that. Now, the real reason why people would say that it's a conspiracy is because of the dots. You feel what I'm saying? Stuff just connect with each other. Even if we do assume, because that's what we do, we only go by what we see and, you know, what we hear. And if the information is facts, it's just facts. The fact is about this dude, you get what I'm saying, is that, yeah, he is a Crip. He was an informant for the police. You feel me? And he had situations with the police. So people is like, if the Bloods wouldn't touch him and he got it like that, you know what I'm saying? And they know the consequences of touching this man. It's like, if we touch this man, even though we don't like him, we're going to start a big war.
Right.
They knew that.
Right. I'm gonna put you on hold just for a brief second. Flick it up.
I'm gonna get to the end of it. The real reason why I jumped into it like that is because me personally, I feel it is a conspiracy. I feel like Buddy was forced to do that. I feel like it was a plan for that. You know what I'm saying? And things, it's a strategy. Everything is strategized. You know what I'm saying? To the point where they know that us people were going to talk like this. It's like common sense. They know if that would have happened, they know like, oh, automatically it's going to be gang related, or automatically like this, because you know,
I agree.
What he's affiliated with.
Right, I agree to a point, and I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna agree to a point because I'm gonna get a little spiritual here, right? Because I agree to a point that overall, for centuries of BC AD, even if you go to the book of Luke in the Bible, 12:53, it says that we'll be divided, fathers against the sons, sons against the fathers, mother against the daughters, daughter against the mothers, mothers against the mother-in-laws, and against the daughter-in-laws, and daughters against the daughter-in-laws, right? So we can say that this was already divine ordained for us as individuals, us as God's people, that we're going to be divided and things going to come against us. But because this brother went out...
Hold on. Hey,
go ahead.
Okay. I'm glad you're in the scripture. Now let's go on down a little further. Now, the Bible also talks about we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against rulers in high places.
Correct. I agree.
It just gave you 5 adversaries. Rulers, principalities, evildoers in high places, man. You know what I'm saying? That's scripture. Let that sink in.
That's absolutely right. But it comes to the bottom line that for me, that everything that happens to listen, I can understand where people come with the conspiracy from. I can understand, who went and touched this young man and why they went and touched this young man for the respect. But there's one person in your life, there's one person against you, there's one person against me that nobody won't touch, but you got that one person that don't give a damn and will come and touch you.
I know, I understand that.
Hold on.
But
Let me get in one time.
yeah, but I understand that. But if a reaction is a reaction. I mean, come on. If you really, when somebody plans something and it's been a while, it would have went down like that. If you really actually planning to do something, it wouldn't even went down like that if it was planning and you had that time and you say you want to touch this dude. You get what I'm saying? It's like,
Hey, Kate, but see, man, let me run back what I said at the beginning of my statement. I gave you a quote from an FBI director, someone that was an evildoer that sat in a high place. And his quote was, "The biggest threat to American society is the unifying of the Negro."
I got what you're saying.
I go all the way back 80 times for that. Then I came back and told you the following day, after he was dead, he was supposed to have an appointed meeting.
And I know about that as well. I understand.
And with the LAPD, with local commission, with local politicians about unifying the Crips and the Blood. Now, see, let's do a little. You know how the Crips and the Blood got started?
Oh, we know the whole history. If you're an 80s baby, you know the history of it, and you know the person that actually went.
The FBI. The FBI.
How did the Panthers get broken up? And the Crips and Blood was the there that came out of the Panthers.
Exactly.
The Panthers get broken. I can go all the way back, man.
Yeah, man. Because they divided them. They divided the Panthers.
Right. And once again, I understand where you guys, your brothers, coming from. I really do. And I do believe there is some people conspiring against certain things. There is conspiracy theories of stuff that makes sense. A lot of the conspiracies for this case, it makes sense. But I have to look at the bigger picture of it. And I have to look at the physical evidence of it.
No. What we got to stop doing is looking at a piece of the picture. And let's analyze.
And let's look at the whole picture. And that's what I'm doing. But we got to understand that each individual. Hold up real quick.
Hold on. The whole picture is everything we're talking about. We just can't give directions to the facts. Because it's facts on both sides. You dig what I'm saying?
All right.
So what I'm saying is let's analyze the whole picture.
Right, I agree.
That's why, and if you go back to what I said that's why we are failing as a community. Because we're not looking at the whole picture. We're talking about, and black on black crime has several different compartments it breaks down.
Oh, of course.
Yes. The initiation of somebody pulling the gun. 2, slave mentality. We can go all the way back to the
so that's what I'm talking about.
Now.
Right.
The things that I'm talking about now, man. See, that's what I'm saying, bro. We got to start addressing the whole picture.
And I agree. That I cannot disagree with. And that's the thing that I do is look at. If you look at that whole picture, like we just said, we all agree on that. As we look at the whole picture, and you bring each one of those individual puzzles together on it, that you can agree on both sides. It could be one. It could be us against each other. There conspiracy, no conspiracy. I mean, if you break it down, you come right back to it that this brother got killed senseless for trying to provide for the community, to increase the education amongst our people, and so forth. The bottom line is he lost his life senseless. Another great leader, but what are we going to do about it to prevent this from happening to somebody else? Because Alfred, you saw the interview with D.L. Hughley and Steve Harvey.
I posted it.
Right. Explain what D.L. said. That was so profound what he said.
Well, basically, but hold on. Basically, what he was saying, man, he was talking about, we got to start killing our todays.
Correct.
We're not giving them chances to be tomorrow. You did, and I echo that. That's everything I'm saying. We're not allowing our people, an opportunity to be here tomorrow. Because see, the thing about Nipsey, he was just coming into his
Oh
own.
man.
You feel me? The prime was just getting ready to crank up. We're stepping outside the music career because he's always been a dope rapper. But I'm talking about him as an activist, him as an entrepreneur, him as a philanthropist. We're talking about that part of the young man was just coming into his own. And if he was this potent at 33, what was he gonna be like at 45? You feel me? But at the same time, I gotta look back at Dr. King and to look at Malcolm. They died as young men.
At a young age, yep.
And they were
they
so
died young.
for the space of even Christ. I can do even with Christ. You feel me? And they were so impactful for the small time that they was here. Now, what did they do? They likened the legacy to the next generation. So what we can hope for, because it's already happened with some of his local celebrity guys. I see Russell Westbrook last night. He dropped 20, 20, and 20, which added, when you take all the 20s and put them together, that total of 60, which represents the Southside 60 Crips, which Nip came from. You did? So that's what that was all about.
Uh-huh.
And his tribute was, look, hey man, this guy we can't forget because he was something special. And the only thing we can do as a tribute to him and some of our other black leaders and martyrs is continue on, pick up in the legacy.
Yes.
Now, that's the part of, and that's the part of we got to license too. See, what we can't keep doing, bro, we can't keep having conversations. We got to stop killing each other. But how?
That's the bottom line I was getting to.
That solution.
That's the line I was getting to.
And like you said, after, but really they're going to start, like how we talking, they're going to start with us, or they're going to start with the next brother, or whoever, you feel me, who really want this to stop.
Let me
you know what I'm saying?
See, Nip, let me tell you what Nip was working on, and what a lot of people miss about bringing your community back up. And Rick Ross, who's another rapper, he's good at it too. He's been preaching the same thing too.
We got a bunch of rappers out there doing it. You got T.I., Ludacris.
Easy, Michael Render, which is Killer Mike. I mean, excellent. Now that's a bad brother though.
Killer Mike, Killer Mike.
We'll have another conversation. But anyway, what these cats are doing, man, not only putting the opportunities, jobs in their community, you feel me? They were redirecting the dollar. See, they were doing what our grandfathers and forefathers did. When the Rosewoods and all.
Hold on, Alfred. Let's even go as far as talking about Black Wall Street. Let's even go as far as Black Wall Street.
Yeah. When they were thriving communities, because everyone had a skill and regenerated the dollar within the community, so everybody ate and everybody lived well. And see, that was Nipsey was trying to do. But see, Nip also was trying to get in on the downtime venture. Now, let me tell you something, bro. When you're in the back, and when you living in the back of the big house, and you trying to clean in the front yard of the big house, everybody ain't gonna be happy with that. Now, like I said, I'm just gonna keep it real with you, and then we got presidents that's in the grave right now because of that same thing. Why Lincoln got knocked out? We started messing with
right, and that's another. He died young. He died young.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you, man. We got to deal with the facts. The facts are supported. The facts are there. But also, how do we got to start educating our people? Because it all boils down to the dollar. You feel me? Why are you out there on the corner hustling? Because you trying to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. I heard Michael Render say. He say the average drug dealer, he makes about 10, 15 bands, within a 3 months.
But it doesn't go back into the community.
Not only that, because he was saying if you out there slanging cane or whatever you do, and you can generate 5 to 10K, you should have your storefront somewhere. You should open up your barbershop somewhere. See, that way now you regenerate the dollars in the community, and also you give you an escape plan out of a life of detrimental. See, a lot of people, that's the thing about it, man. We got to teach our people alternatives. See, that's how we combat a lot of this. We got to give them alternatives. We got to teach them and show them the thing that they're doing on the other side of the street. They're grooming their kids from 1, 8, 2, and 3. You feel me? 2 and 3. And not only that, they have legacies to walk into. That's what we got. got to start conditioning the mind for. We got to give legacies, man. Not just I want to pay my bills, not just I want to be good and retire.
Exactly.
Great to have something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's where it stops. Start and stop.
Right. But also, Alfred, we got to agree, though, the individuals that want to do the change, you got to want to do the change. You got to want to leave a legacy. You got to want to help the community. You got to want to do this. Don't just do it because of popularity. Don't do it because you can get something from it.
But, brother, this is what I'm saying. If you don't have an idea that you got options, you don't have the want to do nothing but what you're doing. So that's what I'm saying. We got to start stretching the options, the alternative. And that's how you start to change the mindset. You feel me? You just can't, hey, man, run this place. I got to be conditioned in how this thing works.
Right.
That's where it starts there, brother.
I agree.
Yeah, so
Go ahead, flick it up.
Basically, I say it like this. You know what I'm saying? It is. I believe in that. It is monkey see, monkey do. You know what I mean? So if they see like a brother like me or Alfred or you know what I'm saying, or any other brother that's out here or somebody who's popular or whatever, and everybody, you know what I'm saying, like that person or they woo and he doing something that's positive and they seeing the growth and what he's doing in the neighborhood, they'll make the next brother do it, especially the one that's just like him, that's off the streets. That's why everybody could understand Nipsey Hussle where he's from.
Come on.
If he was just some regular dude that was doing that, you know, them brothers that's in the gang or whatever, they'd be like, man, this corny dude, you get what I'm saying? But since they see a brother like him that actually making the change, it makes them think like, oh, you know what, I got to.
It's a greater impact. It's a greater impact on the community.
Yeah, because that's what it is, though. You know what I mean? Because sometimes a lot of people don't understand another brother. Like, man, I don't understand you that much because you ain't really where I'm from. You know what I mean? How you gonna really tell me something and you ain't never went through what I went through?
Right.
But you ain't never been in the streets. You ain't never did none of this.
Right.
So a lot of them brothers ain't gonna really too much listen to you. They gonna hear what you saying. They gonna see what you doing. But they like, nah, man, you don't really know what I'm going through. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't think you have to come from the streets to be able to get someone to listen to you. I think it's a way that you talk to them, how to speak their language, how to relate to their situation. Because listen, I'm not hardcore from the streets, but I can speak the streets if I desire to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can speak the hustle if I desire to. I can educate the people in the industry of photography or graphic design, or I can even take a brother off the street and talk him into be able to do what I want to do if I can speak his language.
Yeah.
So it ain't a matter where you come from. It's matter, do you desire to speak their language to educate them? Because a lot of people...
Yeah, that's true. You're right. And the key is communication.
Correct.
But what I mean by that, though, that's what I'm saying. We talking about brothers that's in the community. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And like the brother said, he a big old drug dealer, woo. Like I said, if he do actually do something different, it makes the others want to do it too. It's monkey see, monkey do. It never fails. It's just like, damn, brother doing that. It's good. That do look good. That do feels good. You know what I'm saying? I did went to one of his events and his speech, and bro doing some real stuff. Like, oh, damn, he just built up some housing, you know what I'm saying, for the community, so where people can have somewhere to stay. He did you know what I mean, stuff like that. So it makes the other ones change too. Like, you know what? I need to be doing the same thing too, bro. I need to change too. I need to like change my neighborhood, bro. Look at my neighborhood. It makes people start opening up their eyes because they see a same brother like them off the street. So they see the same brother like, you get what I'm saying?
Well, let me say this.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I want to echo on something you just identified for us, communication. Now, let's step away from the Nipsey Hussle situation right now.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna come back to it. I'm gonna deal with Dr. King because Dr. King is the most relative to all black ages groups, so everybody knows who Dr. King is.
In the age group that know who he is, because I found that a lot of our young people behind us don't know who he is.
All right, let me run this. Dr. King, even though we know the Dr. King that we know as one of the greatest pioneers for civil rights, That's how we know him. That's how he was presented to us in school and what we learned about him. But we don't know that he received all kind of animosity and backstabbing from other black organizations at that time. Smith,
I agree.
NAACP, even at the end of his activist career, I mean, they jumped off the boat. So what I'm saying is, Dr. King being that iconic black figure when it comes to civil rights, everyone that he is receptive and can relate to him. If he receives the same type of problems and miscommunication, how his message was perceived, you dig what I'm saying? But the ultimate goal, what I'm trying to do, it's all about communicating and people knowing how to relate to it. You feel me? That's why this was so impactful, because he was a Crip, but he didn't rep blue. Or he rep black.
Exactly.
You dig what I'm saying? So Crips could accept him. The essays, the Mexicans could accept him because he's
all
a minority. But they could accept him because he represents, a low income brother trying to make it to the next level. And then for tell you, man, he didn't have it all, but he didn't always have it right, because it was a learning process. It was growth. You did what I'm saying? So that's what made him related to. Because an individual, it's just like what the scriptures talk about, we're supposed to be lights out into the world. See, a lot of people think, the traditional witnesses, that we learn from the church, they standing on the corner, handing out trash. But that's not what scripture actually taught. The thing is, how you be a light to the world is using everything that you have learned and applying it. And
Exactly.
people will gravitate towards that. You dig what I'm saying? So that's how King was able to woo some of the doubters over. That's how Nip was able to woo some of the doubters over. That's how Malcolm X was able to woo. People gravitated to what was effective. You dig what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Now that's the lesson we gotta pass on. Communication through effectiveness. And that's how the people gonna change. We can sit here and go back and forth all day, and but that's the bottom line. Knowing how to relate and showing people how to use it and become effective. That's the bottom line.
I agree. I tell you what I'm gonna do, and I'm putting this out here right now. I'm gonna create it tonight, and I'm gonna start it, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a GoFundMe. See how many people really gonna do it and be involved with it. I'm gonna create a GoFundMe so we can create a location to be educated on business, how to run your business, how to start your business, and being able to do this almost free of charge and give it back to the community. What do you think, Alfred?
Well, let's start small, because that's actually one of the target things that we're trying to put together here with the standing territories. Let's put together an event. Let's start with an event. You feel me? Let's give an event so we can get the idea. Hey, look, this is where it starts. And once we get people recognizing and buying into what we're doing, then we can move to the next phase, which is create a center. You think what I'm saying?
I agree.
It could be a dating. So let's put an event together. Let's lock down a venue. Let's invite all whoever, people in the local business, teachers, educators, those who are not afraid to get their feet wet, and let's make this thing have life.
I tell you, so y'all hear that? Listen, this is what we're gonna do. The team here, we're gonna put something together, and we're gonna get an event started that's gonna help the community and all our people, and invite all these different people in, business owners, so on, to help educate us and help us grow within the community. And I don't care if you're a hustler, whatever you do, we're gonna invite you to this event. But we need the funds to get this event going, and I'm gonna set that up. If you're interested and think this is a good idea for the community, I want you to go to the shakedownshowcase.com and drop a line. All I need is your email information, and we'll start sending the information back out to you. It'll say drop a line, leave your information, and we'll share the information back to you. If you're interested in joining us, Shakedown Showcase team, of putting together an event for the community. Now listen, we're not gonna just stop at one community. If we do this event right, we can do this event and spread it across several communities.
I'm down.
So we're gonna do that. We're gonna put that together, and that's what we're gonna do for the community. I mean, this is where we start. This is how we start doing things like this. We must get the torch from this man that passed, grab the torch and run with it.
Yeah.
We gotta be about it. We gotta stop talking about it and be about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put it in motion. You know, because I mean, we here in Sanford, we have had so much violence. So many of our young people have died.
Yeah. I was just going to say, we fresh right now in my community, man. We just had a slam Sunday afternoon, man. Two guys, from my local community, man. They grew up together, and one of my partners, he's one of his sons, and they got into it, and one ended up slaying the other. You feel me? So this thing is fresh. You feel me? I mean, and all of it happened on the same day that Nipsey got killed. You get what I'm saying? It happened about 1, 2 o'clock that evening, and then the next thing I'm seeing the thing about Nipsey. So, man, everything, my emotions on 10 right now because, I got it locally and I'm looking at it nationally. You get what I'm saying? And, and I want the people, we got to stop. We got to turn that cry into a voice. And that voice into a movement. And that's all I'm saying. Because, mothers are tired of crying. To me, children are tired of crying. I'm tired of crying. It's time to turn the cry.
It's time to turn it on. Katrina Diamond, you're on Facebook?
Yes, I'm on Facebook.
Can you read the comment from Nathaniel Kinsey? We're going to read a comment from one of the viewers here.
Yes. He says, slavery has nothing to do with black on black murder. After Martin Luther King, we don't have one common order. One voice. We need more black media like what you're doing and TV Black Talk. We don't have enough ways to communicate on one voice level. They won't let us have another Martin Luther King. We have several Martin Luther Kings. You know what I'm saying? So I can't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? We have.
Listen, not only that, I can't agree with what he said about slavery.
That's right. I can't agree with that.
See, the brother got to educate himself a little more. Not only that, physically was a slave, you were mentally a slave. So the remnants of chattel slavery still resides. Not only the 13th Amendment tells you if you're ever incarcerated, you're just another slave. So I mean, you got to do some homework. Yes, slavery still has its remnants to this very day. And the reason why we make why some of us make comments like that, because we're not self-educated. You feel me? We talk from emotion. Man, pick up a book. Let's do some research. You get what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to beg, but I want you to be informed.
Basically, what my brother Alfred said. Basically, man, you need to really get the facts and the truth. Once we know the truth, that's when our eyes really actually start to open and understand why things is happening the way it's happening. Because a lot of people around here don't know the truth, or like you said, a lot of people don't do a lot of research, a lot of reading. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of questions. You know what I mean? That's what it is. People need to have a lot of questions. The more questions you got, you know what I'm saying, you have, the more answers you're going to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what, brother? I read a book called, Power Questions. And, and one of the first questions that the book asks, where is the strength in the conversation? Is it in the question or the answer? And the answer to that is in the question, because the question makes you require a follow-through to give me an answer.
Exactly.
And how do you develop questions? By simply what the brother just said, doing research, feeding your mind, reconditioning your situation. And see, that's something that we as a black man and as a people don't do enough of. We're not reading.
Right.
We're not giving ourselves the information, knowledge. And therefore, we don't have the comprehension, the understanding. And if we don't have that, we can walk into the wisdom, application. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're right, man.
The movement has to start somewhere. Like I said, we got to be about it, not talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It has to start somewhere.
So listen.
We bought it. We bought it. I already know. Once K6 said we going to do this, that's what we going to do. We bought it.
So this is what I'm doing. I'm showing y'all right now, I'm creating a GoFundMe page right now. I'm gonna ask for $10,000.
Well, we're starting small, aren't we? We're starting. We're
I'm
putting together events first, right?
correct, and I'm gonna ask for $10,000. I think $10,000 would give us enough to secure the event, to secure everything we need for the event, the sound, the stage, and also getting the people in as well. We're gonna invite somebody in on the call here. 35352, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Bubba?
I'm doing good. Go ahead. You're on the Shakedown.
This next thing you Kinsey.
Okay.
Okay.
How you doing?
All right, how you doing, baby?
We here.
Yeah, I would like listening at the response here of the slavery idea.
Mr. McKenzie, I'm gonna have you to
one
turn down
question-
your Facebook Live for me so we don't get feedback on our end.
Okay,
If you
how about now?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I just got one question. How is they gonna get all the black kids in the hood to listen? Well, not even just to listen. How are they gonna get them all to come together and to hear what they need to do and how they need to overcome what they need to overcome in their type of situation? Because that's where the biggest problem is. It's the inner cities, the major cities, where these kids is trying to go to school, but yet still they got all this crime in school, and then when they come home into the crime, and they have no way out. So if they don't be able to get people like yourselves to communicate with them, then how would they ever know? How can they overcome? They ain't going to get the funds to go in because nobody's going to put them in. And like this young brother you talk about now, go in. One person can't get a whole United States job done on the black level.
Well, I was going to answer that. I was going to say that it always starts with one. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that takes over time. You know what I mean? Like, once it starts with one, it might end up having 100 black brothers out here doing it from every other different states. It takes, you know what I'm saying? It takes of you probably even doing a facility or something, you know what I'm saying, for the kids or something, or you doing this type of program for the kids. And it might, this first year, you might have 10, and then the next 4 or 5 years, you got 10,000 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
like I said,
I agree.
so it takes a start first, and we have to start first. But if we talk about it somewhere, we have to start.
Yeah, because
it will
see, we as a race, when you turn on the TV, we pretty much I mean, even the Mexican got so many different channels that they communicate over, and practically any other race that you want. But they find a way to communicate. But for us, we always go back to slavery. And we so far past the slavery thing. See, and during Martin Luther time, we did have a person that when he speak,
right,
the black communities was able to listen. So they knew that, and they knew that would empower us as a race, and they didn't want that. So at this point in time, to be able to come together, rather, in a sense where we can communicate with our black youth and get them to see that there is a better way. And when you being front by an officer, how to conduct yourself, and when you dealing with an absent father in the household, you got to be able to accept one young black gentleman or something that would try to help you. But when you got so many of these gangs, and they leaders are young too, and pretty much in the same mindset where they're coming from, that they didn't have a father in the house. And when you got like major cities, inner cities, where you got black on black forever, and you have no fathers because they gonna send welfare in there. And when they send welfare into a big city like Bronx, then you push the father out because they won't let him in the house as long as you get welfare. But there is not enough jobs pretty much in the Bronx to even work all these brothers. So the chips is already down. So this is my question. How do we get to change all these positions that they leave us in?
Right. So, Alfred, I'm going to have you to answer that one.
Well, one of the things, man, I mean, I'm listening to you, Mr. Kinsley, and you identified, you pretty much answered, a lot of your questions. One of the things is, man, one of the things I would like to talk about, you said, we're far past slavery. Then you went on to say that, talk about the absentee of the black father in the black home. Well, one of the things through the stud program where they would stud a black man because he was a physical specimen and move him out of the household to the next plantation. Those are all remedies of fathers not knowing how to, not remaining in the home. That's just one part of it. Then the next thing, while a lot of our black youth, they face situations where they you touch, and it's communication. They're not being made aware of that they do have options. They're not being made aware of, how to relate. I mean, I talk, man, with a lot of youth, man, and one of the biggest things, man, they just, it was especially, and I'm talking about some hardcore criminals, bro. I'm talking about, they slanging, they banging, but when they all relate, they all got the same story. They don't have nobody that ever showed them any interest.
Exactly.
No type of interest, no type of investment, no type of relationship, and that's male or female. Because, mom, she got to hold the household down, so she probably working 2 or 3 jobs, and then he got other siblings in the household that he got to help take care of, so that's how he get involved in the things that he doing. You feel me? And it's all go back, and Flick it up, Uncle Bar, something you said, man. We start as a voice.
Right.
Our voice goes out and becomes a movement. And if you go back to civil rights times, if you go back to Martin Luther King, man, they started with a voice. They started in Selma and it went abroad. And that brought about results and change. But here's what I'm saying. He had a lot of naysayers and a lot of doubters. And that's the biggest thing that we got now. No one wants to get involved. No one can.
Exactly.
But we got to recondition the mind. And how do we recondition the mind? We got to communicate and make our people aware that they do have options. You feel me?
Right.
And it just can't be one of us. It's got to be all of us. And
that's
all
correct.
of us buy in. Now, and I'm going to say this. And no, we're not going to have all the answers right away. Because
it's impossible. It's impossible.
And we're going through different challenges and all that. So it's a learning process. But once we continue to press forward, just like what, and I'll piggyback off the civil rights thing. Dr. King ain't have it all figured out when he first was moving. He made plenty of mistakes, but he learned from the mistakes and he adjusted his movement according to that. And that's what we got to do. We got to revisit that.
But my point with Martin Luther, though, is that during his era, him as an individual, when he speaks, it's like the black communities listen as a whole.
Yeah.
But the thing that we don't have now is any way for the black race to have that one voice. I mean, look at BET. I mean, they Christian in the morning, and then they R&B in the evening, and then at night they hip hop to the core, you know.
Yeah.
And what kind of message would that be? And then that itself, you know, was what black owned, then it sold to a white or whatever, however that goes. So now they dictate now how they even do that.
Yeah,
but for us as a race that is so misconstrued, we still have to have a way that all you brothers, like yourselves, like I'm saying, is to find a way to touch base at a one voice type deal. I mean, when we all can hear somebody, like say for instance, Barack Obama. Okay, we supposed to have this black guy that in the high place, but look how they put their foot on him that he couldn't even do anything.
Yeah.
But we I guess you guys as leaders, when I guess ever you guys can come together and promote one individual that has a clean history and he can be respected and he can figure out how to deal with the white man.
I'm gonna jump in real quick, Nate, because I don't think you need a clean history. I think that you need to have a clean presence of a mindset that you're trying to bring something together as one community. I think now that times have changed, instead of being one individual with one voice, it needs to be several individuals speaking as one voice.
One
voice. And the way that's going to happen is that individuals like us, like right now, that are speaking right now on issues like now, come together like we're doing now, coming up with a plan and setting a venue like we said, because we are going to set this a venue, guys. I'm setting it up right now. It's going to be a GoFundMe page, and we're going to try to raise at least $10,000 to start a venue to be able to educate us as a community, us as a people. And it must start as a team that speaks in one voice.
Exactly.
The eras have changed. We must shift with time. Then it was designed for one individual to speak. Now, because of social media and everything else is going on, you need multiple individuals to speak one word, one voice. Because,
I agree.
And even though Barack Obama was in office, and yes, some people may have his foot on him, but Barack Obama was smart enough to use the other individuals around him to use and speak the word that he want out. If Barack Obama didn't whisper in his ear for this health care, it would have never got started. Because it wasn't just him, it was the way that he spoke to other individuals that was outside his cabinet and inside his cabinet to start this health care.
Yeah.
And with that said, we must do the same amongst each other. If we're going to do this project and start this project, we must speak, walk in one in unison, speak in unison, but do it as a team.
Yeah. I was going to say this real quick. Let me say this real quick. I'm going to say this, like, when you speaking about Martin Luther King and his era, his time, you got to remember it was separation. It was black bathroom, white bathroom. People was really going through things at that time. So by him opening up his voice and speaking, they will listen. Because back then, the way I say they was thinking ain't thinking how we thinking now.
Right.
Us black people now these days are comfortable. They could go wherever they want to do. They could wear their pants down. They could get respected. Now it's more like the opposite now. You know what I mean? No offense to the people out there about this race thing, but now it's like, you know, I'm black, so what? You know what I mean? You who you talking to? You know, not a white man can't even say, you know, say nigga and can say it like pleasely, like how it was back then. So by him being a black brother and he saying what he talking the way he talking, of course they're gonna listen because they're gonna be like, he's brave. He's brave. You know, he able to do that because back then a lot of black people were scared to even open up their mouth. You know?
But
So,
now
let me say this.
Go ahead.
Let me say this. Flick It Up, we bought into the dream. You got a lot of leaders, we bought into the dream and we're executing the dream. That's where the boldness comes from. That's what's us willing to take a stand comes from. But I think what Mr. Kingsley is going on, it's not so much of standing up and making a voice, out to our opposition. We got to take care of our in-house problems first.
Yeah.
So that's the direction we got to start, and that's all I'm saying. And like I'm saying, and one of the problems, when you're dealing with an in-house issue, when something's internal, you can die. It's way more severe than something that affects you on the outside. Because on the outside, you can identify where it's at and make a contact and treat that symptom or that whatever that issue is. But when it's internal, it can be in several different orders, and so therefore, it's a little more challenging. That's what it is for our people as far as unifying. We got internal affairs, man. And one of the things that we number one is lack of identity, not even knowing who you are and what you are about. And the second thing is not being aware of the options that who you are has. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's where a conversation like this, it has to go to the next level. And how it goes to the next level is our voices going out, not just being a voice, but being impactful, having some follow through. The event is the starter. You feel me? But it just can't be this event. It's got to be several events. And it just can't be in this community. It's got to be in several communities. And then us as leaders and as black men, like we had to do tonight, we got to agree to disagree on several issues in order for the better good.
I agree.
Yeah, of course.
That's a lot of problems with a lot of leaders today. A lot of guys going out because they want fame. They want their name on the marquee. Man, I don't care nothing about that, bro.
Nah.
I've never been that type of guy.
That's it.
I look to see results.
Yeah.
I look for results. You feel me?
And that's the bottom line that we need. Listen up, everybody. Y'all look right now. Y'all tuned into the Shakedown Radio Showcase Live. Real talk. Man, we talking about Nipsey Hussle right here live. That Nipsey Hussle is not dead. He is alive right here on the Shakedown Showcase Radio. We are also starting a community funding. Please go to our shakedownshowcase.com. Please leave your information with us. We'll get back with you. We are starting a platform for the community. We're going to raise money. We're going to get something positive going. And we're going to try to spread this among the community and the people. And right now we're here with Mr. Alfred Jones, Mr. Flick It Up, Katrina Diamond, and we have Nathaniel Kinsey on the line as well. Go ahead, Alfred, what you were saying.
No, I was just saying, man, we just gotta, be more impactful, and identify internal affairs, man. That's what I was going into, man. That's all I was saying. And how we do that, oneself educating ourselves on who we are as a people, that's one part of it. Making our youth aware of the options that we have, communicating, not arguing, but communicating.
That's it.
Exactly.
Because if you hollering and I'm hollering, even though what you hollering may be right and what I'm hollering may be right, ain't nobody listening. You dig? So we gotta be comfortable enough to even be on platforms to talk and understand and hear each other. Because what's so significant about having both of the voices now? We're able to identify that there are several issues on several different layers. Because, I may not be able to relate to my brothers that's down in East Atlanta. And my brother that's from East Atlanta may not be able to relate with my brother that's down in Miami. But there is going to be some common ground where we all can say, hey, we got the same issues. Even though they affect us different, but we got the same issues. Even how we're going to solve these problems may be different, we got the same issues. And that's when we begin to unify. And once you unify, we start moving forward. You feel me? And, it's not just a black thing. It's a human thing. But I do believe in this. I do believe charity starts in the home and works itself abroad. And for
I
us,
agree.
To be an impact
I cannot disagree with that.
We got to clean up our community.
We have to. Listen, once again, like I said, man, even though Nipsey Hussle has passed away, we must pick up the torch from where he left off from and carry it. So therefore, his legacy doesn't die. The problem is with us to these days, we'll talk about an individual while the story's hot. Then when the story dies down, that individual fades away and we're no longer talking about it. And we're not even doing what he's doing or trying to pick up the torch and keep it going. But we all into it. We'll download his music, get all into the story. Yeah, man. He's the man, man. Yeah, man, it's a sad thing that he's gone. And continuing, yeah, man, then when it dies, then we quit talking about him. Then we move on to the next story. If you notice, the media is not covering this story like they're covering Mexico, people coming across the border in Mexico. Like Trump want to shut down the government. They're not covering this story in the community because we're already doing their job. We're doing the job for them. We're shutting our own community down.
Yes. We got to come together, one town, one city, one state at a time.
There you go.
And build on that mountain from there.
There you go.
Listen, man.
But we can get it done, though, brothers. If we can keep it going, we can get it done. I just believe in all of you guys, man, and I appreciate you guys, man. And the baby's just they need you.
Man, hey, I appreciate you, Mr. Nathan Kinsey, coming on the line, speaking with us.
For real.
Listen, the lines are open for anybody else to come over. Nathan Kinsey, man, we're going to keep in touch with you. We get ready to start and put this thing together for the community. We're going to pick up the torch. We're going to start something here in the Central Florida area, man, and really run with it and see what we can do for the community. No matter how much money we raise, we're going to do something with it in the community. Ms. Nathaniel, we appreciate you giving us a call right here on the Shakedown.
For real, man. We appreciate you, man.
All right, guys. Good night and one up with you, baby.
Straight up, one up, all the way.
All right. So listen, I'm starting the GoFundMe page. Alfred, tell them what we're doing with this GoFundMe page and this money that we're trying to raise.
Basically, man, we want to put an event together, man, and we want to reach out to all local community leaders, local entrepreneurs, philanthropists. Hey, man, it's not just educating the people, man. Let's make our people aware of the options that we do have, and we're trying to create, mindset. And I can't forget my educators, man. We need y'all as well, man. With mentors, local public speakers, motivational speakers, man. Let's unify. Let's get this thing rolling, man. I'm gonna touch out to a couple of my partners, man. Roger Cox, Life After the Trap.
Right.
Mike Mariners, Shift Motivation, Jarvis Marshall, Spirit Life Ministries, man. Hey, man, I'm calling you cats out, man. We need you.
We're calling you out.
We need you, bro.
Look,
No, we shaking them down.
Exactly.
Hey, man, let me tell you, man. Hey, let me tell you about these cats, man. We brothers from different mothers, man. And same way we all get along, man. I'm telling you, man, you'll love these cats, man.
Right.
They're awesome.
And that's what it's about, us getting along and coming together as a brotherhood, sisterhood.
Oh, wait a minute. I know I'm not a brother, but it's a
Sisterhood, brotherhood, familyhood. It's a familyhood. There you go. Familyhood.
See, I thought we was like right there.
Yeah, we cool, man. Hey,
okay.
Hey, I got some bad sisters too now. Hold on, don't pay this. I got some bad sisters, man. I mean, hey, they a little more radical than me.
Hey, so everybody that's watching this Facebook Live right now, like we're doing, we setting up a GoFundMe page. We're going to share it on the live, and we're going to share it on the Shakedown page and the Shakedown website. What we're going to do is try to raise money to go back into a community of bringing leaders, individuals together, business, having an event that helps educate us in the community, what we need to do better in the community, basically what Nipsey Hussle tried to do. So we're going to invite the sheriffs out. We're going to invite the mayor out. We're going to invite all our local politicians out and our community people. You guys, I don't care if you're a hustler, mother, daughter, father, single parent, whoever you are in the community, we're going to find a central location. We're going to invite everybody, and we're going to start this community, one community at a time. We're going to start with the first one. We're going to actually list what community we're going to do first, but we're going to try to ask for some money, at least approximately $10,000, try to raise $10,000 to go back into the community. Look, the only way we can do this is as a team. And every penny that we raise is going to go back into the community. On it.
I'm
Listen,
down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
listen, I appreciate everybody tuned in to the Shakedown Radio Showcase live, real talk, man. Later on tonight.
Hold up. Your Black History question for the night for your gas.
Okay, listen.
Who was the first recognized black scientist?
Did y'all hear that? Who was the
Say that
first?
again.
Who was the first recognized black scientist here in the United States? Who was the first black recognized scientist? I'm gonna give you a little hint. He had something to do with DC being laid out.
All right. So listen, the gas up question for the evening, if you want to win gas money, is who was the first black recognized scientist? That's the question. Do not put it on the message board. Make sure you inbox us that and inbox us with your Cash App or your PayPal, and you'll be the one that we actually send a cash prize to. So that is our question. Alfred, ask that question again and give them the hint.
I said, who was the first recognized black scientist here in the United States? And he had something to do with the structure of Washington, D.C. That's jumping on that one.
Who was the first black scientist recognized here in the United States, and he has something to do with the structure of Washington, D.C. If you answer that question, make sure you inbox us that answer with your Cash App or your PayPal, and you will win the cash prize for tonight. Listen, Nipsey Hussle is not dead. He lives among us. He must live in us. We must pick up his torch and spread this among our communities across the U.S., across the United States, and beyond, and continue to leave a legacy, what he tried and what our other forefathers have done for us. We must help continue laying down the foundation for our youth behind us. We must stop the violence, the black on black. We must just stop the violence, period, amongst all people. I agree on. Right? So, Mr. Flick It Up, any final words?
Hey, man, all I got to tell you, man, is peace, love, and happiness. And that's it, man.
Katrina Diamond, any final words for the people? Katrina. Mr. Alfred Jones, any final words for the people?
Yes, man. Let's stay informed, man. Stay informed. So you're able to become an impact in your community, in your household, in livelihoods of others, man. Just stay informed. Stay current on affairs. Stay current on your money. Stay current on your health. Stay current on issues that are political issues, man. Stay current, man. Stay informed, people, man, because that's where it all starts. Being informed makes you aware of options. Options let you know how everything relates. That's all I got for you.
Yes. Listen, like I said, man.
One unit.
Katrina Diamond, any final words for the people?
We have to stand together. We have to do it together. Together, we can do it better. We just got to stand as one and get it done.
Right. Listen, man, I'm going to tell y'all like I always said, listen, make sure you guys go to the shakedownshowcase.com. Leave us a message if you want to be involved in this project for the community itself. We're going to start in the Central Florida area. We're going to try to raise at least $10,000 to put together a career upon it. We're putting it together. We are going to spread the word and share it. And if you want to be involved, please go to the shakedownshowcase.com. Leave us your information. That's so we can get back with you and explain to what we're trying to do. Because we're going to invite all our politicians, everybody out, community leaders, our top hustlers, everybody out to come together as one voice, as one people, and talk about what we need to do in our community and how can we better educate our people behind us, our leaders now, and so forth. Like I say, thank you for watching the Shakedown Showcase and listening, baby, right here. Make sure that you motivate yourself to inspire others, to inspire yourself.
Inspire yourself.
Right here on the Shakedown, man.
Shakedown.
I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. I appreciate everybody following us on YouTube. If you're not following us on YouTube, make sure you follow us on YouTube. Also, stay tuned for the late night hip hop and R&B section with Mr. Flick It Up, playing all indie artists, all local artists nationwide. Look, we got artists sending us music in from all over. So if you like hip hop, stay in tune for that. Also, stay at 7 o'clock p.m. We have Stuff Your Minds. It's just a piece of
Stuff your mind.
we're gonna stuff your mind with just piece of thought, with knowledge, just brief knowledge. You gotta either hear from me or you gotta hear from Alfred Jones. You know what I mean? We just gotta, you'll be able to listen to just a piece of what we have in our mind, what's stuff in our minds, and what we need to get out. Because right now our mind is stuffed with so much knowledge and so much information that we want to share amongst the people. So at 7 o'clock every day p.m., you're going to get a podcast of what is on our mind, what our thoughts is for one of us from the team members, man. That's a guarantee starting tomorrow. We're going to be sharing that as well. Listen, I appreciate everybody in Facebook land. We're out. Thank you so much. Continue to share our page. I appreciate everybody in YouTube land.